And unlike Jennifer, I'm going to use a microphone because you won't hear me otherwise. I'm going to introduce the candidates in alphabetical order by their last name. So Mr. Brawley, Matt Brawley is our first candidate. He's a graduate of Oswego High School, has a bachelor's in physics from North Central College in Naperville, and a BS in civil engineering from the University of Illinois. His current occupation is a licensed professional engineer with V3 companies in Woodridge. He has lived in Montgomery pretty much his entire life. He grew up in Boulder Hill and Seasons Ridge. After college, he purchased his first home downtown on Case Street, and Matt and his wife Rosa and their 2 children outgrew their home and have since moved over into the Orchard Prairie North subdivision. He is currently a village trustee. He has been appointed to the Montgomery Economic Development Commission Board of Directors. He was also appointed to the Village of Montgomery TIF Steering Committee for Orchard Road, was a past chairman of the Village of Montgomery's Planning Commission and Zoning Board of Appeals, and he was a past board member of the Greater Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you.
Okay, our next candidate is William Keck, Bill Keck. He has a Bachelor of Science in Aircraft Maintenance and Business Management from Lewis University. He has lived in Montgomery for the last 42 years and is currently the village trustee serving in his 5th term. He also is the facilities director at Heartland Blood Center in Aurora, where he has worked for the last 32 years.
Okay, this evening we're going to go ahead and Trustee Brawley is going to go in the first position. And just so everyone knows, numbers were drawn prior to them coming out to be introduced this evening. So Lisa will go ahead and start with the questions for this evening. And, sorry?
Opening statements.
Oh. You know, I'm in training again, so everybody just bear with me tonight. I apologize. We're going to go ahead and do opening statements first, and Village Trustee Brawley will go ahead and start with opening statements.
Thank you. Like they all said before, my name is Matt Brawley, and I'm your candidate for village president in Montgomery. They stated I'm a lifelong resident, grew up in Boulder Hill, Seasons Ridge, downtown, and now on the west side. So I've lived all over the village. I've been actively involved in Montgomery for 6 years now, serving as the chairman of the Planning Commission, Montgomery Chamber Economic Development, things they previously stated, and now serving for the past 2 years as a village trustee. In that time, I've been the consistent voice for fair and reasonable leadership. I bring a logical and innovative approach from my career as a civil engineer for a local firm. I believe that the current board has us simply treading water over this past 2 years, and it's my desire to move the village forward. The most important thing that I can do as your village president is listen to your concerns with an open mind and lead in the best interest of 18,438 residents. Montgomery is a great place to grow up in, and I hope to show you tonight how I can make it even better. Thank you.
Village Trustee Keck.
Thank you. I'm going to tell you about myself. I'm 61 years old. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be a pilot. On my 14th birthday, I started taking flying lessons at the Aurora Airport. On my 15th birthday, I soloed, that is, I flew a plane without an instructor accompanying me. Mind you, at this time, my mother had to drive me out to the airport because I couldn't have a driver's license at the time. I earned my private pilot's license when I was 17 years old. And my plan was to join the Air Force on my 18th birthday. There was a problem. I had to get glasses after I first started flying. My eyes were worse than what the Air Force would allow, and that ended my plans to become an Air Force pilot. During my high school and early college, I worked in several auto repair shops, and I learned vehicle maintenance. I went to Waubonsee Community College for 2 years and then earned a Bachelor of Science degree majoring in aircraft maintenance and business management at Lewis College in Lockport. I graduated in 1973 as a certified small aircraft mechanic. And you know what happened in 1973? The oil embargo. So consequently, there was no jobs when I got out of school. I worked several summer factory jobs while in college. One of the plant managers said, come back after I graduate, and he would give me a supervisor's job. I did, and he did. I was made a supervisor of a small department. I was there about 3 years. There was a large economic downturn. 25% of the factory workforce was laid off. I was in that 25%. I was able to then get into the Will County Iron Workers Union, and I worked putting up steel for the next 7 years. In later years, I was made the crew foreman. This is where I learned heavy commercial and industrial construction. Work got very slow. I got laid off. I thought it was time to go back inside where it was warm in the winter and air conditioned in the summer. I looked in the medical field, thinking people would always need medical services. 32 years ago, I was hired as a maintenance supervisor in a secondary medical provider and was quickly promoted to an upper-level management position. Over the next 10 years, my responsibilities increased greatly. My construction experience qualified me to oversee projects totaling 80,000 square feet with a total budget of $9 million. I also manage facility leases, tenant build-outs, building operations, repair and maintenance of 120,000 square feet of office, medical, and lab space in 11 counties in 2 states. I administer hundreds of thousands of dollars of maintenance contracts on complex medical equipment. I have been deposed both as a plaintiff and a defendant in the court cases both for my employer and in my personal life. During that same time period, 21 years ago, I told my wife I was interested in running for the board. We sat down at the kitchen table and had a long talk. We tried to decide what my commitment would be and what the family's commitment would be.
Thank you, Trustee Heck. Your time has expired.